Danielle Kang, for many reasons, takes care of us. All right, we're here at the Bank of Hope LPGA match play presented by MGM Rewards, here with our de facto hostess for the week, Danielle Kang, out here giving out restaurant recommendations. It's good to be home for you this week, Danielle. How are you feeling heading into the week?
I've been home for some time now, and it's been really tough, to be honest. It's been very hard. It's been a tough road. I have a tough road ahead of me, but I just have to take this moment to say thank you to all the specialists and the doctors and all my team that has got me to this point to be able to try and tee it up tomorrow. It hasn't been easy.
I know you've been struggling. Is it a back issue? I know I don't want to get too deep into what you're working on, but how are you feeling? What have you been working on?
I've been seeing a lot of specialists. There's been some issues in my back that the details I've never really been very honest about my injuries necessarily. I've talked openly about, mental health and things like that, but at the end of the day, I'm an athlete. I still want to portray the fact that I'm here and ready to go. And sometimes in the last few times, I've WD'd a few times in the last couple months. I always want people to know that I'm trying the best that I can, and I'm a competitor. I want to compete, but learning that taking some time to yourself is also being a good competitor. It's hard for me to do that, but that's what I'm trying. And I even saw a specialist till yesterday. I was not in any shape or form to come out to the golf course yesterday, but today was much better. I played with my sponsors, and they were very gracious enough for me to play with the people that I normally play with out in Vegas. So it was kind of like another Wednesday. So that was fun. I think everyone's just trying to do the best they can to keep me in the game. And it's not about just this week. I'm just trying to somehow get ready for the U.S. Open as well. The preparation hasn't been the way I wanted it to be, but doing the best that I can off the golf course and see how the rest of the year goes.
That is a big part of the challenge of being out here as we have these amazing opportunities to play 34 events, big purses, but making sure you're right physically and mentally. And you're a baller, you're a gamer. We know that. You want to be out there. How has this been maybe a learning opportunity for you to figure out how to balance it all?
I'm not sure yet. Mm-hmm. I've learned that a lot of times there were times I used to take even 12 Advils during the round just to play. I ended up winning. That was Shanghai. I had a lot of upper back issues then, but learning that health is really important. And it does affect your game of play where I am physically and mentally. It really affects me mentally sometimes, but I'm actually mentally in a really good place because I've taken time. I've got my team, especially in Vegas. Whether I play well or not, I just want to try. That was my goal 4 weeks ago when I WD'd out of everything, is to have the opportunity to play instead of feeling like the way I did at Wilshire and PV and Hawaii, just pushing through to accomplish what really. And I thought I could figure it out while I was competing, but that wasn't really the case, and that's what I learned, I guess. And having the best people around me, though, has helped a lot. The UFC facility the PI has gone above and beyond to help me with specialists and seeing my back and treatments and rehabs, and that's been my main focus mostly for the last 4 weeks. Wake up and do rehab, and I've had a lot of time on my hands. So it's been interesting.
Have you read any books, watched anything? How do you spend that time?
It's just been hard.
Yeah.
I had to go to we had to figure out how I'm going to spend the time as well, because there's activities that I can't do that I normally can do. I saw a lot of my friends. I had brunch quite a bit. I've never brunched. That was interesting. I know.
You really strike me as a bruncher.
I am not a brunch person, but I definitely brunched. And I did not know people just hung out at 10:30 in the morning just to eat for like 2 hours. And I experienced that. It was fun. Hung out by the pool. I never tan. I'm tanned enough. But things like that, I'm just trying to find the good things and taking this time to hang out with my friends, and but being there, what I need to do, seeing the doctors, doing the stretches every chance that I can, working with Butch and Drew Steckel as well, and I just hit a few, lay down, do all my stretches and redo, and all those process takes a lot of time. So
Well, we'll bring it here to this week because you are here. You're standing in front of us, hoping to tee it up tomorrow. How does Shadow Creek look out there? I mean, to me, the non-golfer, it looks fabulous. How does it set up for you?
So I've been coming out here. I mean, it's my home course. I come out here almost every single day. And it's actually gone through quite a little bit of changes. I swear it was rolling about 14 about a week and a half ago. And I couldn't even touch the ball. It would just roll 20 feet. Then they started needlepoint. They aerated it just so that it could be prepared. Then they started slowing them down, and then it started watering it. Then it got really slow middle of last week, and then today my golf ball's rolling out like 25 yards. So I guess it's firm, and I expect it to be fast tomorrow. I played at 8 a.m. today, and I knew that there was one layer of water, so the first layer was a bit soft, but I think it's gonna get quick throughout the week. It's really hot out here, so it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Awesome. Greg, do you have any questions? Greg's from the local paper here in Vegas.
Hi.
Just wanted to follow up on your medical. If this wasn't a Vegas event, would you be playing this week?
Probably not. No. I'm being honest about that is because I'm a really proud ambassador of MGM. Right. I love MGM. I love Las Vegas. Shadow Creek is my home. This is everybody here. I know how many people are rooting for me. It's not about just trying for other people or not. I've never really come out to play to have fun, and maybe I can. And quite frankly, because it's match play, you never know what's going to happen. I might not have my game fully where I want it, but the seedings, the round robin, it'll help me out a bit. And you make a mistake, it gets washed.
Right.
So if I'm making a lot of bogeys, it's okay. It's not like we're at the U.S. Open yet, where it's going to be costly as much. So I have a better idea of why I'm playing this week sometimes we don't even have to play all 18 holes. So you have to look at a lot of the positive things. But I do want to make a note is because I've heard, because this has been it's home for me here. And everyone that has been involved, Bank of Hope, Octagon, IMG2, LPGA, MGM, like everyone's here to make the best event possible. And they really treat us well. This is the tournament that treats us one of the best as ever. And I've been hearing a lot about how people want golf carts out here. And I do want to make a note that I was strongly and will forever be against having a golf cart at a golf tournament. And they asked me a lot. I've got a lot of inquiries on like, hey, Danielle, do you think we should have golf carts? And it kept getting brought up. Man, I guess that there was a lot of communications that we wanted golf carts and not wanted golf carts. I'm like, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make a note in the media that with yardage guns, greens books, now with golf carts, like I don't think that that's okay. So hopefully me saying that will just never ever have golf carts on the golf course, especially at a tournament. And plus it's match play. You know, you want people to watch, you want people to get excited. You're not going to have golf carts at Solheim Cup. I understand it's hot, but it is not 105 at Alabama when we played at Shoal Creek. So we're okay. I want people to, stop complaining. We are at Shadow Creek in Las Vegas. Weather is perfect. It's just, let's just enjoy it. And those are the things that I kind of did want to make a point is because we want to be thankful for sponsors like them to step up to host an event like this here. And the people like me, I'm not even 100% yet and I want to be here, so.
So I always refer to you as the unofficial host out here. And
oh, well, thank you.
Last year, a lot of players were coming to you because they'd never seen Shadow Creek. Is that the case again this year, or that some people have seen it?
Players do ask me for advice on the Shadow Creek, but to be honest, you have to play it a lot.
Right.
I'm going to rely a lot on members bounce this week, hopefully. That's going to be nice to me. I know that I have the golf course on my side because I know where to miss it and where to play, and the green reading is really difficult here, and I've played here so many times, and that's the one. It might give me 2% advantage, but that's the advantage that I need. And when girls ask me how to play number 17, that par 3, I just say you got to figure it out. You just have to figure it out, right?
So I'm going to throw a curveball at you a little bit. I've been talking to some of the younger American players who haven't won yet.
Okay.
And what it's like to try and finally break through. Do you remember back your first few years when you hadn't won yet? What kept you going and thinking you had what it took to win?
What's kind of what's the question?
Like, do you remember the frustrations of having not won yet in your early years?
Yeah, I think honestly, I don't mean to get dark here, but a lot of times people get really caught up in winning and wanting to win and so obsessed with getting a trophy. But for me, I wanted to win because I was on a time limit and my dad wasn't going to live very long. So I wanted to win before he passed away. And that was my chase. I didn't really care when I won other than that, but I failed. So I think my frustration's a bit different case for a lot of other people, but I do tell people that winning isn't everything. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't do anything for you. It gives you confidence, but you should already have the confidence that you're gonna win and you should win out here. Yeah, I won 5 years, like 3-4 years down the road, but it was more of just, okay, I finally won one, then I have to win another one, right? But it was, for me, it was more of the timing.
Yeah. What kind of advice would you give someone who hasn't won yet, who's...
Just keep working hard, and no matter how hard you work, golf doesn't owe you anything. And if you really, truly have done everything you can, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I have worked so hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and I've given everything. If you can say that, you could be frustrated. If you haven't done that, there isn't a darkest time. There isn't a why is golf doing this to me? You have to give it more than what you think you've given, because there's hundreds of other girls out there that are working harder. So that's how I kind of see it.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Danielle. We'll let you go.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.